What's good, y'all? Welcome back to 7P TV. Got a banger for you today, man. So, got a little tired of the OEM steering wheel. Got some things going on in here today. I don't know how to really install it myself, but I got a special guest with me, man. Y'all gonna be seeing a lot of him on this channel. So, allow me to introduce.
You know what I'm saying, gang?
Hey, that guy, Trey be dipping. If you don't know, now you know. There's his channel. Press that subscribe button. You know what time it is. So I actually found this Momo steering wheel for a really good price, and had to order the hub separate. The hub had to come from Japan, and this took forever to come out. This came from Japan also, but I've been checking my tracking every 5 minutes for the past like month. So it's finally here. I'm excited. Let's get this thing in here, man. So the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to disconnect the battery, make sure there's no power going to anything.
Yeah, you don't want to mess around with you don't want to mess around with the airbag and have power to it. Put that joint
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no face. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, first step working with around or with anything electric, definitely want to disconnect your battery.
Alright guys, so now we're going to remove the screws that are in the bottom of here. We'll remove this out. There's 5 screws in here. Make sure you count them all out. And then, yeah.
1, 2, 7, 8, 12. Might want to use a long screw. One of the screws, I think it's the one right here, is like, you're going to need a long Phillips head screwdriver like this. Alright, so once you get all the screws out, you're basically going to pull this apart. And another trick to this too is, you got the lever where you adjust the steering wheel. If you pull that down, it'll be easier. So correction, there's 6 screws. There's 5 on this around, and then there's one underneath the lever here. Lift the lever down, and then the final one's right here. And once you take that last screw out, and once you have all the screws out, so all you have to do is pull the top part off, the bottom part, pull that down. Alright, so once you get the cover off, one of the next steps is there's a little tab right here on the left side of the steering wheel. Get that up out of here. We may not have to touch that quite yet, but you got this, and then you also have 2 Phillips head screws underneath. So you're gonna want to pop that tab and get these 2 Phillips heads. Alright, so this the little tab that you popped open, the bolt that's in there is a star pattern. I don't know if this is the exact size that it is, but I'm using a T25, so you can, I mean, it's working. You can use that one. I don't think it's the exact fit, but this is the one I'm using. And then I have it in a 1/4 socket, and I'm using it on a ratchet. Alright, so once you get the screw on the other side that I showed you, the other one is kind of tricky. It's behind this cover where the cruise control panel is. Don't be gentle. I mean, you're probably not going to use the steering wheel again anyway if you do break it. You just want to get a flathead behind here and just pop off this cover. There we go. Once you pop off this cover, there will be another one of those star tip screws deep in there. Once you take that out, we'll show you. You'll be able to pull the airbag right out. Yes, sir. And then once you get that bolt out and the other star bolt on both sides, all you gotta do Let's finesse the airbag out. And already this tab, that panel underneath with the 2 Phillips heads, when you take that out, you'll be able to see this right here. And this right here, you want to unplug this. You can unplug it after the fact or before. I did it before, so it's already loose. And this is your airbag. This is why you want to disconnect the battery, because if you touch some wires you ain't supposed to touch or tug on it too much, you never know, this thing might go off in your face. So that's why. Alright, if you're fortunate enough to have an impact, whether it be air or electric, that's what you're gonna want. This center nut here is gonna be a 19, and next step is you're gonna want to loosen that bad boy up. Yes, sir. I mean, you could probably do it with a ratchet too, but obviously, if you got air power tools, probably the best bet. Alright, so once you get this center nut off, the 19, you're gonna want to basically undo all the plugs, the SRS plugs. This one was sitting here. You just pull it out the tab, and there's another tab running into the cruise control. So what you're gonna want to do, there's 2 Phillips head screws holding this in, and you want to take this off. And once we get that loose, we're gonna pull that out and unplug that as well. So once you take those 2 on the side out and you get the cruise control module out the way, there's 2 more Phillips heads that's holding the bracket for this tab, this yellow tab here. You're gonna want to loosen those. There's one on the top, one on the bottom. And if you want to skip this step, if you're not going to be using this step, you could break it, but just for the sake of showing you guys how to do it the right way, that's what I'm doing. And then this tab comes off. Come on now. All right. There's another tab up here. You're gonna want to disconnect that. Just push and pull like that. Now once you get those 3 things, you can literally pull the steering wheel off, and you want to feed all those sensors that you just unplugged through this hole. Whoop, there it is. What you think about that, bro?
This is crazy.
Yeah.
New steering wheel, new teams.
You know what I'm saying? So this SRS stuff, you got 3 Phillips head screws holding it in. Once you take those 3 out, it could be kind of loose like this. And the next step is there's a connector going underneath. So what you're gonna have to do is take this bottom panel off. There's just 3 Phillips heads on the left side and 1 on the right. Once you take those off, you'll be able to pop this panel off. Alright, so once you break that little gray tab, all you gotta do, twist this over. There's a tab right here, and if you can get this tab without breaking it, by all means, but that's pretty much it. And now you can I would set this with the steering wheel just in case. I wouldn't throw it out, you never know. Keep all these parts. But now, you know what I'm saying, we ready to get started. So we got our hub. Now this is supposed to be for the Honda Prelude for this year, so it should go right on. I want to say this needs to come out, the button for the horn. Yep. So you got your hub. Now the key here is to get it lined up. The splines should go right on. Yep. Alright, so it might be a good idea. Obviously you guys saw I had the steering wheel completely straight when I took it off. So what I would probably start with is let's get the steering wheel attached to the hub. That way we know it's straight. Alright, so it depends on your steering wheel. For this one, what I'm gonna do is I actually connected the steering wheel to the hub. That way the OEM steering wheel was straight when we took it off, so I want to make sure that these holes line up so that this is straight as possible. So what I'm gonna do is put this on the splines, and if I did it right, yeah, it's pretty much perfectly straight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the nut back on. I'm gonna zip that on there real quick. In order to get the horn in, we're gonna have to take these bolts back out, but we're gonna tighten this up first.
So now at this point, all you have to do is reverse engineer everything that you did. Put all the covers back on. Get everything tight and fastened up real good. Make sure everything's good to go. Hopefully it looks good as this does. So I know a lot of you are probably like, why didn't you do it yourself? I'm not gonna lie, I don't have much knowledge of this type of car. I'm still learning, like some of you are. Some of you know a lot about it. I'm trying to get on your level, so we're gonna see what this looks like after everything's done. So guys, we're all done. It looks amazing, man. Look at that. How could you not like that? But look, man, big shout out to Trey. Trey be dipping. Go subscribe. Hey. But look, man, smash that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one.